So, hello, people, hello, Africa, hello, brothers and sisters from the diaspora. So, this is Eugene from Kenya. It's a chilly Monday today, and the sun shines so bright out there. So, today it's an encouragement day. Actually, it's been long. I haven't encouraged you to come back to Africa. So, I have to take this time to show you this video. It's actually impactful, and I promise you that it will give you insights while coming to Africa. So the video is about this woman who comes to Ghana, and she pays a visit to Ghana for some times, and then she later on comes back to stay. And now, guess what? She has stayed in Ghana for 19 good years, and she is just staying very well, just like any other person who is staying in Ghana. So these videos are to encourage you to come to Africa. It's not an easy journey. And you know what? She said that Spirit led her to Ghana. She could see visions. And when she visited Ghana, she saw the same visions that she saw while she was asleep. So it means that your ancestors always want you to come to Africa. I don't want to say much. Let's watch the video. And just before that, shout out to all my fans. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for your subscription. And if you are watching this video for the first time, kindly subscribe. But until then, let's watch the video. Then you'll subscribe, right? Let's agree. You'll subscribe, right? Let's agree. Now,
I am Jazara, Jahzara. I always spell my name out. I'm Jazara. I am CEO and owner of Jazara Fashion Alchemy and Jazara the Educator. I'm a multi-business woman. I am a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a musician, I'm a farmer, I'm a lover of life, and many things. My journey coming to Ghana, to make a long story short, was a spiritual one from being a child, kind of having dreams and things like that about places that I've never been. And then when I visited Ghana for my first time in, I believe, like 2005, it was like I saw places that I saw in my dream. And it was then that I realized that I wanted to live here. So I started coming back and forth, living for short periods of time, visiting once or twice a year to understand how to live here. And then finally decided, after years of saving and planning, y'all, I decided to move here with my family. The first time I came to Ghana, the first thing that I remember was being on the plane and feeling that I crossed over into Africa. This one is real talk. Feeling like I felt it. And I pressed the button in front of me that tells you where the map is. And the maps showed that we were crossing into Africa. And I looked at my son, I said, I felt that. I said, did you feel it? He said, yes. So my first time coming to Ghana was very spiritual and very calming and kind of like a full circle of my life, even though I was much younger. And just coming here just felt normal. It felt like the feeling that you have when you come home and you sit on the couch and you can relax. That's how I felt. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel like I was a black girl coming to Africa. I literally felt like I was coming home. I was like, oh, okay, I'm chilling. Outside of Ghana being absolutely gorgeous, and I hate the cold weather, and I'm from Philadelphia, and I rebuke cold weather, I rebuke snow, I rebuke anything under 75 degrees. Ghana is like a commerce heavy country. Like, people are business folks here in Ghana. Like, they do business, they're working, there's commerce, people are buying and selling and everything like that. And I'm very big on business and finance and things like that. So with Ghana being the kind of country where you really need to have a business of your own in order to prosper, had a really big bearing on me deciding, like, okay, this is where I need to be, because having my business, not working for someone, but having my business is going to be a good way to live here. So after coming here back and forth since like 2005, I finally moved here in 2019. I bought some land, and well, I had bought land before, but I bought some land to build on, to buy a house or everything. But I decided that before I bought my house, I wanted to live in different locations before I settled in one spot. So currently what I do on purpose is I rent in different locations in Ghana, just so I can kind of live everywhere before I settle in one place where my farm and where my house will be. It was a lot as far as like paperwork and blah blah blah, but if you prepare well, I believe very, very much in preparing to come here. So I did a lot of research on what I had to do and preparations and schooling for my children and everything like that. So once you do and you make those steps as I did, then you can more smoothly transition into actually living here. What's the word? I'm very adaptable. Like, it's not hard for me. Everybody is different and everything is not for everybody. But I'm very flexible. So the way that I live comfortable in Ghana is to try to live like a Ghanaian. I didn't move here to try to live like I was living in America. I want to live like a Ghanaian. So I eat local food. I know how to make all my local dishes: kontomire, fufu, banku, all of these things. I eat locally. I have a small farm that's also a community farm. I try to buy local so that I can be comfortable and learn how to live as a Ghanaian, not live as an outsider in Ghana trying to recreate the experience from outside to here. So for me, it's easier for me to just learn how it is to function normally, where things are, where do I go to the market, where do I do my banking business, how do I just get along and get around normally like a regular Ghanaian. So actually my business that I had started years before I actually moved to Ghana. I've been doing business in and out of Ghana before I physically moved here. Importing and exporting shea butter and other items that come from Ghana. I'm also a fashion designer, and my designs, I've always used only 100% Ghana made and produced fabric. So like GTP, Okosombo, Woodin, things that are produced and made here in Ghana. So actually moving here saved me a lot of money, because since all of my fashions and products that I sell come from Ghana, I no longer had importing fees and all of these other things that I had to pay in order to conduct my business in America. So understanding how those things work is how I have been able to move my business along here. And again, and waist beads that I make is easier. My business is easier because, once again, it's always been Ghana products. But when you're exporting them into the States, it's very expensive. So moving here and being able to just do all of my business here, it's been easier for me, actually.
Yeah.
Before I moved to Ghana, coming back and forth, Ghana is not a country that needs food. I don't care what anybody says. There's food everywhere to an excess point. But there are some people who don't have the opportunity to get to it. So when I purchased my land here, I decided that I just wanted to have a community farm. A community farm meaning somewhere that you can just come and get food and don't worry yourself. You don't have to come and work the farm. You don't have to give money. You don't have to give reasons and excuses and apply for it. There's a farm here. There's plantains and mangoes and peppers and tomatoes and whatever is growing there. You just come and you can be able to have it for your family. It's called Exodus to Ghana 2019. And that was the year that I officially moved here. And before then, it's always been a passion of mine for feeding people. If you have ever been in a situation where maybe you haven't been able to feed your family, or it's just hard to find food, these things happen in America too. There are plenty of homeless people and hungry people in America, and there was a portion of my life where I was one of those people. So I'm very, very adamant, and I feel strongly about feeding people. So the community farm is literally just that. It's for the community. The things, they grow wild, and some of the things we started planting there. When I say we, I mean me, my daughter, my husband, my small family. And we just allow the community to come in and take what they need. And it's as simple as that. There's nothing complicated about it. Just come and get your food and feel happy. Again, because of the way that I grew up, sometimes, we were poor, point blank to the period. So I'm used to times when my mother had to go to church or go somewhere to go and get food and bring back to the house. So when I feel that pain of knowing that, I don't know if I'm going to eat, I see that there were other people that was helping my mom. When I ended up living on my own at a young age, there were times that I needed help. One thing that I will say very candidly and honestly, if you're coming from another location here to Ghana, especially from the States, and you have an advantage, I feel very strongly about giving back to the community. I don't want to be a person who takes advantage of the motherland to take advantage of Ghana. I feel better when I am helping others. That is a personal thing for me. So I feel like it should be more, I feel like more attention should be drawn on those who come from outside of the country to give back, to give community service, to find a way to help someone else, another family here in Ghana. And everything doesn't have to be monetary. And you know, there are ways you can provide your educational help. You can help with a farm. You can help with food. You can help take care of people's children. There are things that you can do to help. And I feel like giving back to Ghana is a big deal for me. So not just the farm, I do teaching for free. I help nonprofits to progress in their businesses. And a lot of these services I give for free because it's just my way of giving back. And that's just me personally. Again, like, I just feel like a lot of people who migrate or immigrate, whatever the word is that you want to call it, here to Ghana, they do a lot of things that unfortunately doesn't really help the regular, normal, average Ghanaian. Like, of course, we're coming from America. Maybe $50 is not a big deal to you. But if you're having an event for $50, it's like 600 Ghana cedis. What normal Ghanaian has 600 cedis to be wasting to come to your party? So some of these energies you can be using to actually help the country, to actually help someone. So once again, I feel adamant about it, and it makes me feel good, and that's something I don't have any problem saying. It's also about how you feel, and it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better in my spirit. It makes me feel better in my daily life that, okay, yeah, there are some advantages that I have, and that's only the truth. There's some advantages that I have for having a business in America that brings me money here in Ghana.
So guys, thank you for watching the video. And so there's this one thing that I want to tell you. Always when you come to Africa, always have a plan. Always know what you are going to do while you are in Africa. Okay, just in case there's a different situation where I just want to come for a vacation. However, you still need to plan yourself because maybe you don't know a lot of people out there, and just need to have quite amount of cash that will suffice everything that you're going to do. Maybe you just are going to have fun maybe for a couple of weeks, then you come back. And also, this is to my brothers and sisters in the diaspora who are giving up to coming to Africa. It's not easy, but again, it's not impossible. See, these women who came to Ghana in 2019 in the time of the year of return, when President Ado was giving out land to Africans, Americans who are outside Africa. He came to Africa knowing that she won't thrive, but she thrived. She's a fashion designer and she's returning back to the community. She's giving back to the community, and everything that she's doing to the Ghanaians, people are very grateful. Imagine giving somebody, having a piece of land that serves people with food, because she understands that at some point she stayed where there was no food and she belonged to the category of poor people when she was back in the United States. And all along, the spirit was leading her to Africa, specifically in Ghana, to share with people, to return back to the community. And that's what she has always been doing to people. She's a fashion designer. I'm sure she has employed a lot of youths there. And remember that there was a video that I did to you, ways you can come back to Africa and things you can do. Or if you're somebody who is struggling with things to do while you will be in Africa. Remember, one thing that I mentioned is returning back to the community in different ways, which was maybe you can do social work to the community. You can serve people with things like food. You can go help in environment cleaning, and there are a lot of things you can do while in Africa. For especially you're a person who you've already made, you good with the finances, you just want a way to return back to the community. And so Africa is the best place to go while doing such kind of things. And thank you guys, and I'll take this time to recognize all my Ghanaians, my friends from the United States, my friends from the United Kingdom, friends from Indians, and all the diasporans. So this is your time to come back home. This is your time to find ways, evaluate things, because if it worked for her, what about you? What about you? And she made it very clear. Just plan yourself just before coming to Africa. You need to have a plan. You need to have a plan for yourself so that things work for you, so that you don't stay stranded in Africa. As much as we Africans, we are hospitable, but 90% of it or 80% of it, honestly, will rely on how you conduct yourself, because we'll just be helping you until that time you know how to do things, how to communicate with Africans. Of course, it's not easy because we won't discriminate you because of color. So we look same. It means that we will just tackle you, or we will just interact with you just like we can interact with any other person who is around us. So guys, it's never late. I don't know how many years you are. I don't know you're 90 years. I don't know you're 80 years. I don't know you're 50 years, 30 years, or even if you're 20 years. The time to come to Africa is now. You just need to get yourself well, plan as early as possible, get your finances well, and come to Africa. If you can do business, do business. The same as this woman, what she's doing. She's doing business and she's really thriving, and she's helping the Ghana's economy, because she's a contributor to the economy, because she's having a lot of things which is she's doing to the Ghanaian economy. So take your time, do your research, anything that you can come to do in Africa, or if you want to invest in agriculture, if you want to invest in business, you're a fashion design, you are in the arts industry or in the music industry, and you want to return back to Africa, this is your time to come and do that. The market is not saturated, and Africa is for everyone. Whether you're a visitor who's just coming to Africa to just do business, Africa is for everyone. We don't have a problem with you. I would like to see some of you come to Kenya. Of course, we have African Americans who have come to Kenya, and we are expecting a lot and a lot from you. So you guys, you need to come to your roots. That's what I've always been telling you. And this video, maybe you might have forgotten. Even God says, remind them if they know, because I know you know that you need to come to Africa, but please, I take this chance to remind you to always to come back. So shalom to everyone. Much love. It's on a Monday in Kenya, and I'm gonna take some breakfast, and maybe we'll see you in the next video. So guys, take care. Last reminder, kindly, if you're watching this video for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. This is Eugene from Kenya, with much love from Kenya and the Africa itself. See you in my next video. Salute.